What I meant was... let's not be serious for a change.
It is indeed obvious that professional
Get
wrestling...
out of my topic! Get out of my topic introduction.
I didn't say, isn't it obvious? You stole the intro.
I do.
Sera's
You're ruining my intro.
cold open.
This is my cold open, not yours. Get out of it. Dave.
Oh, you still
Welcome to Isn't It Obvious? I'm your host, Sera. And joining me is Phil and Micah.
Known as asshole.
Probably. Most days. Anyway.
I did not come to your defense. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Silence.
Well, it was defense.
Yeah, there was nothing.
I knew what I was doing.
There was nothing
No
to
one's
defend there.
defense.
Okay, isn't it obvious that hot dogs and buns don't need to be sold in packs of the same number?
Don't need to be
They don't need to be sold.
What? What is going
And
on?
the fact that they aren't is okay.
Oh, what is...
This is obvious.
Get out of my house.
This is my house. You get
It's
out.
mine now. With that logical fallacy, you've lost all right to ownership of anything.
Nope.
I don't understand.
They do not
Why?
need... No, because sometimes...
You're fine with 8 hot dogs and 10 buns?
Yes. Or
6
10
buns
or
and 8
10
hot dogs?
How about 10 hot dogs and 8 buns?
Why
That
not
would
10
be
hot dogs
perfect.
and 10 buns?
Because sometimes people like to put hot dogs in something other than a bun. Like,
And those people are French.
no, those people are all over the world. They like to put it in mac and cheese, like
that's
God
true.
intended.
But they're
That's
not...
true.
If
Or
your purpose,
to cut up the little weenies into little octopuses because
Yeah.
they're cute.
Sure.
That's-
but
that's
if
cool.
that's
But you
your
can't-
goal,
You can't do
you're
that.
not buying buns anyway. Because you're not using the hot dogs for the actual hot dog
That's
bun
not
usage.
true. You are. You just take out... You don't eat the same... Okay, well, I don't know about you, but I do not eat... I try not to eat the same thing, like, more than 3 days in a row.
I've
Even as a
been
single
eating
person.
ramen for the last 14,000 days.
This would explain the swelling. Anyway,
I have tried a new flavor recently.
it's too much salt, man. So
I drained out the water, though.
So you can't just have like a hot dog and a bun for like 8 days a week. Like you can't or 8 days in a row or whatever. 8 days a week. Yeah. Anyway.
Race is on.
Sorry, cats had the zoomies. So you can't have hot dogs on a bun for like 8 days in a row. You just can't do it. I can't do it. It's gross. So I need to like jazz it up. I need to make little hot dog octopus like things or hot dogs in my mac and cheese or something. And then that leaves extra buns though. If they were in the same number, that would leave me extra buns with which I do not know what to do with that.
So you would rather have,
I would have
due to supply and production means,
Extra
an
meat.
unbalanced
yeah, and some people are
ratio between hot dogs and hot dog buns.
Yes.
As opposed to those being sold at the same ratio, and you just have to make a choice in what you eat.
No, I just don't want extra buns is really all I'm asking. I don't want extra
Wait.
buns. I want some buns, but I don't want all the buns to cover all my hot dogs. I would rather just have...
They don't cover, they support.
Are hot dogs a sandwich?
No, they're hot dogs.
Anyway, we're not getting into that. We've already had this discussion.
I forgot how the ratio is. Is it like 6 buns and 8 hot dogs?
I think it's eight buns
8
and
buns
10
is-
hot dogs.
10?
Yeah.
Generally?
Or,
Yeah, because it's 5 and 5.
Yeah.
Yep, And then 8.
Okay.
8 buns. Yep.
So this... Alright.
So I think I think this works.
Well, it
Like in
depends on
my
the type of hot
household,
dogs you
that's
get.
how it works.
Right.
True.
there are the hot dogs come in 4-packs.
True, which is
The fancy stuff.
crazy.
Yeah, that's good
Or
stuff.
the very unfancy stuff.
This has cheddar and peanut butter in it. Ooh.
Weird.
Just
Gross.
like nature intended.
No.
Have you ever had a sauerkraut cake?
That sounds really good.
What? That sounds great.
It tastes like a coconut and a German chocolate cake.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. It's like the cabbage, like the
Yeah,
salty stuff.
Every single
Yeah.
morning.
I have a TikTok that both of you may find enjoyable. Or not, because it's very high energy.
But we'll see.
But at least it's not some stupid, I'm going to do a quick change in editing video. God, I hate TikTok so much.
I enjoy...
It's not great, but some of them are funny. Anyway,
I enjoy the fact that
write that down.
you end up with more... I don't know. I don't see the problem with just having them standardized. You know, like just having them...
I don't want extra buns, Phil. I already waste enough bread in this house because it's just me. It's just me. So I can't go
But
through...
you can't impose this.
How
isn't
much-
if this isn't obvious, only applies to your preferences, then it clearly is not obvious because other people have different preferences in how they consume their hot dogs. Isn't it obvious? It's meant to be a very broad social agreement that this is indeed obvious.
Well, like in the bell curve of it,
Hate it.
the bell
Get out of
curve
here
of
with
it,
your
like
logic.
it's a majority of the people that have.
Is that what that is?
Gross. Get out of here. No, it's not.
Like a
Majority
family of
people have-
four.
Yeah, a family of 4
You know, and you get like
on average.
hot dogs.
Two hot dogs per person. No,
Yeah.
well, two
Well,
hot
like-
dogs per adult person.
Yeah,
one hot dog
for the kids,
per.
and then like the bag of chips that should be consumed that night but never is, and then will be thrown away because who wants to eat hot dog night chips the next day
No one does.
You don't.
with a family?
No, you don't. There's not a bag. You don't.
Yes,
You
you,
don't
get
consume-
a bag of
No.
You're going
Maybe-
to get dinner
Yeah.
in the summer because you're going to grill on a Thursday.
Yeah.
You go to the grocery store.
This
You
is-
get your 8 hot dogs. You get your 10 hot dog buns.
Nope. You get your 10 hot dogs and your 8 hot dog buns.
Sure. Your
And a bag
uneven
of-
ratio of meat to meat holder.
Yep.
You think about ketchup, but you're sure you have one in the fridge. You definitely grab mustard because you can never have too many mustards.
This is.
I would
But you
agree
know,
there.
that's
I
for
would
you,
agree.
the parent, not for the kids. They don't
It's
have the
true.
taste buds
The-
yet.
yeah,
They put mayo on
kids
it.
don't-
It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, I would probably put mayo on hot dogs, but it's not my go-to. Weirdly, because I love mayo.
But then
It would
you
be good.
you
It
walk
would be good.
by
It is good.
the frozen foods section. You're like, not tonight. Maybe grab an ice cream for dessert. But then you walk by the salty section, the snack section, and you're like,
The chip aisle. We call it the chip aisle.
some dill pickle might be. Oh, I can get actual pickles. Put the dill pickle back. Go get original ruffled.
Yeah.
That bag lasts that night. That's it.
That's not at all true for my family growing up. At all. We
Micah-
did not consume an entire bag of chips.
No.
in
You don't
one
consume
evening.
the entire bag. You consume as much as the bag is desired amongst those participating in dinner. Then the rest is rolled up, but it's never rolled up well enough that
Yeah.
they keep, and nobody ever eats them. You end up
Okay,
throwing
well,
it
your
away.
house was clearly disgusting. I keep my chips well rolled, and they last for like weeks. And they're still good and crisp and not weird and soggy at all.
Prove it.
I have 2 bags up there. I got 2 bags of chips up there. One of them has been sitting there for probably 5 days and still is great.
The recording may not sound like it, but
The other
Sarah
one I
has
did-
indeed walked to her fridge and
I-
is ruffling very silently. It's amazing how
I'm
quiet
not
she is
getting up.
grabbing.
I'm not getting up. But I did just open the Ruffles, the Lay's Ruffles, original, by the way, because I can't do seasoned stuff. I did just open that tonight. Yeah,
Garlic powder.
it's in everything. It's delicious, but it's in everything.
So do you eat hamburgers? Like, would you make your own hamburger?
I do make my own hamburgers, and I almost never buy buns
Why? Why don't you buy the buns?
because it's too much.
What do you
It's
mean
too
it's too
much.
much? Like, it's too many, just too much bread?
No,
Yeah.
There's no point in carb loading if you're just gonna have a bunch of protein.
Well, I mean, okay,
Oh.
so
Takes away from protein.
I don't.
But the bread is part of the burger, right? Like,
It's
that's-
true. I will eat a.
No,
Burger
because
when
a
I go
hot
out to
dog
a-
is still a hot dog even if there isn't a hot dog bun. A burger is still a burger if it doesn't have a burger
This
bun.
is true. I like burger
Bread is part of
steaks.
the burger.
When I make,
Burger steaks are good.
they're great. So I make burgers without buns, and I just maybe will put cheese on them, and like I'll just dip it in like mayo because
That's
I'm
called.
gross.
It's like if you. Oh god, man.
Just a mental image of a square
No, it's
meat
a circle.
patty
It's a
that is then
circle.
cut into like 2-centimeter strips with the
No, it's
cheese
not.
melted on top, and you just pick them up like a fry and just dunk them in
I am
mayo.
not a heathen.
Oh,
I
wow.
put my patties are rounded, okay, and they are normal burger size. I usually make 2.
Have you not been
'cause
to Wendy's? The square burger makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Their fries are shit, but
Their
square
fries are
burgers-
okay. Their fries are fine.
Man, I used to really love it.
When they
Okay,
went to the natural cut, yeah.
I think that you. Okay, like you can make poor man steak, which is kind of just burger meat, and you just kind of cut onions and stuff and put
Yep,
them in
it's
there.
just like caramelized some onions
Yeah.
thrown on there, or mushrooms,
Mushrooms,
whatever you
yeah,
want.
mushroom
It's
onions.
good stuff,
Caramelize?
man.
You're gonna spend 20 minutes caramelizing the onions?
I mean, not really. I spend like maybe 5 minutes.
Yeah, you just.
To caramelize.
Well, I
no,
mean, like-
it takes that long to actually caramelize it, where the sugar starts cooking.
yeah, but
back
you
into
don't
it.
need to though. It's-
No, you just want to sweat out some of the acid.
I mean, really, all you gotta do is just throw your burgers in a pan because you're too lazy to put it on the grill, and then
What
you just
distance do you go, like breaking ball or fastball?
and then after you put the burger in the pan, after it's kind of browned on one side, you can throw your onions in there, and then flip your burger
Yeah.
and And then you just get all the greasy meats all over your onions, and it's perfect.
Would you want the onions in first so you build that fond that then the grease kind of pulls up back into the meat?
No.
I want the grease to be in the pan a little bit first, so the
Really?
onions soak up the grease.
Yeah.
I always thought it was the other way. I would always taste up my peppers.
Why would
and
you
onions.
add? I mean, you can.
Yeah, then
there's
slap
nothing
those
wrong
in,
with
then
it.
you
It's
get
just
the
you're
fond.
adding, but then you're
Sweats
just,
up a bit.
but you're adding more butter because you put butter in the pan or oil or something with your. You don't dry fucking saute your onions and. What the fuck is wrong with you nodding over there like, yeah, I cook stupid?
I don't cook stupid.
You don't.
I apply heat and a utensil to food. That's it.
You gotta put butter in the pan, otherwise it's just gonna stick to the pan. Oh,
No, I have a non-stick pan.
that's not what that means, really.
I've made it mean that.
Oh my god.
As soon as you build so much
Jesus
fond on the
H.
bottom,
Christ.
it's all the same.
No.
It's more like
You
carbon from food product
Your
than it
mother
is
would be
aluminum.
ashamed.
So would you eat
Fucking
sandwiches? Like, oh, I'm gonna have a BLT.
just cheese, lettuce, and sandwich meat and no bread.
Right. Like, is this like your?
That's a salad.
Is this, yeah, it's true. It is a salad. Holy
It's wrap
shit!
if you have a whole.
We just
pepper.
invented a salad. Do you
Copyright
guys?
that. IO 2021.
$billion
I'm confused. I feel like you're just anti-bread, but I see bread
I
in the
am
studio.
not anti-bread. I love bread. I do love bread.
So would you use regular?
That's the fancy cottage.
It's fancy cottage
Would you
bread.
just use
So
regular
good.
bread
So
and just
fancy.
wrap it around the hot dog then, or?
I have done that if I want the extra bread, but I don't consume hot dogs plain unless I'm making them into octopus hot dogs or if I'm sticking them in mac and cheese. There will
But
almost.
that's not plain if you're sticking it in
That's what
mac
I'm
and
saying.
cheese.
There's almost always going to be a starch involved. So it's not like I'm anti-starch.
sure.
It's not like I'm anti-bread. It just sometimes I don't want bread with my hot dog. Sometimes I want noodles.
But
Or
that still doesn't make it obvious that bread and hot dog should be sold in different quantities.
what am I going to do with that extra bun?
Throw it
Not
away.
buy it because you don't consume it anyway.
I do though. I do like
Then
hot
you
dogs
can make
in my
a
bun.
sandwich out of it with your sandwich meat.
That's a depressing fucking
How
Subway
is that?
sandwich. I hate.
No, it's not.
It
That
is.
is clearly a better Subway sandwich because
Actually-
you're using actual meat.
This is true. You know, I did
And
one
actual
time.
bread.
One time I made what I slow cooked. What the hell did I cook? I slow cooked some kind of beef. I don't even remember. But
okay,
with
just
onions.
intestines and chitlins.
Oh my
just
god! I don't know, some kind of I can't remember. It was a while ago. It was delicious.
mystery meat at a
with,
meat raffle.
with like some like onion soup stock and onion. It was fucking delicious, and I stuck that and like some Swiss cheese on a hot dog bun. Holy fuck, was that good! I would.
So a hot dog bun can be used for other things besides hot dogs.
It can,
Oh,
but it's
wait.
rare. I would have rather had like a ciabatta roll or something, or like a better piece.
Ciabatta, you get out of my house, you pretentious.
Okay, first
They're
of all,
so good though. You just stick them in the oven
Hey,
with
nah,
some butter.
Focaccia or bust. All right, ciabatta can suck it.
Focaccia's
why
not even.
why are you so against fancy breads?
Yeah, breads are delicious.
No, they
Hot
are
dog
not.
buns are not fancy
I
enough.
have an allergic reaction to bread.
What?
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't believe this.
I
If
don't
you're
believe-
drinking alcohol, then-
I really don't.
Do you
Kind of-
actually know what the
grain? It's wheat.
no
right?
the
Like,
gluten percentage is in beer? It's incredibly low.
probably. But
really?
Yeah.
but if you have an allergic there's intolerance and then there's an allergy, and an allergy would definitely.
I'm pretty sure I was allergic to everything under the sun when I was young.
Except for
And-
beer.
I don't know how that works. I was blessed with a body that mostly tolerates every substance except for like fodmap things. So as it turns out, it will tolerate them to a. It's uncomfortable. Is all
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying.
it's the same type of reaction with me if I consume a lot of carbohydrates, a la grain form.
But that sucks, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss.
You see what I'm currently dealing with. Like, discomfort's just fine by me.
For the listeners, Micah's.
I
got
look like
some-
James T. Kirk in the reboot Star Trek after they get onto the Enterprise and Bones injects him with something to make him feel better, but isn't the right dosage.
He thinks it might
And he
be
has clown
peanut.
hands.
He thinks yeah.
That's true.
Clown
This is
hands.
exactly
He
it.
thinks
Yes.
he thinks maybe peanut oil or something, or I don't know. I'm hoping it's just.
All right, our one listener, I know you're not a doctor because you would be too smart,
Diagnose
but
this.
Uzbek, I want to hear back from you. I'm sure you're the Minister of Health or something.
I
It
don't.
looks like it's going down though.
I don't know, whatever. I won't die.
Don't die. You're out loud.
I'm trying to think of other foods that you would have like paired with, because like
That
a
isn't
BLT sandwich requires bread. A burger
but actually,
requires bread.
doesn't
hot
require-
dogs-
No, but a BLT on a hot dog bun would be fine. In fact, it would be better for the bacon. In terms of a bacon distribution method, a hot dog bun is great.
But not the tomato. You'd have to cut the tomatoes in half, at least.
No, you just get small cherry tomatoes. It doesn't say what kind of tomatoes you need on a BLT.
That's true, but I would rather have a nice meaty Roma than a cherry tomato on my sandwich. Cherry tomatoes are for pastas and salads.
But that's a preferential thing. That is
No,
not...
that's a useful
No, that is
thing.
not a stipulation when it comes to
Get
a BLT.
No,
a
give me
BLT
give me a
needs
big
bacon,
boy.
a pork product, usually cut from the outside of the
Yep,
belly.
salted and cured. Yep.
Yep, and then
Delicious.
cooked. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Bacon.
Okay, and then lettuce.
Lettuce
Yep.
of any kind. If you
Generally-
put spinach on it, fuck off. That's
Hey,
not lettuce.
It's true, it's not lettuce, but it's delicious, and you can,
Yeah,
you can
I'm fine with-
substitute it as
Yeah, I think it's a
All right,
fair
all right.
BST?
Fine heathens. I'm fine with the...
wait, a BTS.
It's
Anyway.
a BTS.
It's a band. It's a terrible band. That's not a band. Actually, it's a really popular band.
No,
It's a
it's just a
popular
pop band. That's
yeah,
all
it's
it
a
is.
Korean pop band.
Yeah,
What?
K-pop.
How do I not know these guys?
I know. How
Because
do you
you're a
not?
father.
How do you
And you
not
don't have a
know
daughter
this?
who's...
I
you
am
don't have a
sure
daughter
the
who's
editor
500.
knows
The
this.
editor knows
Oh, yeah.
this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cherry tomatoes.
No, but then it
I
just
know
requires
this.
tomato.
This is weird.
There is no clause that says it must be certain type of tomato. It just has to
No.
be a red fruit that grows like a vegetable.
No.
The strawberry?
It's radish? No, there's a difference. No, can't do that.
Also,
Radish isn't a fruit.
wait,
It's true,
there's
it's a
no
vegetable,
real-
but
First of
red.
There's
all,
no seed on the inside.
there's no difference between a fruit and a vegetable, you jackasses.
not really.
Right.
There is, but there isn't.
No, it's seed on the inside, or
No,
it's how it's
No, it
germinated.
No.
doesn't matter.
Nope.
It's just bullshit.
It's a root or
It's
not.
just a...
Oh, I thought
even
it mattered whether it
then.
was how it germinated.
No, there's no real botanical difference. It's just, like, the
They're
people...
just
Oh,
fucking-
wait, hold on.
it's
I
just
came to the
food.
realization that the American education system failed me. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Continue.
Welcome to the
Hey,
rest of
put
it.
some
Yeah,
credit to our
your
public
experience.
schools.
Yeah.
As soon as they do the just overload kids with information and see what sticks method, I will not.
Yeah, okay, but so back to hot dog buns. All right, you don't buy hot dog buns to make sandwiches. You buy it for a hot dog.
No, if
Or
I
brats.
come across
Brats.
a 10
Which are
pack
fucking good.
or
I
8
had
pack or
those for a
6
while.
pack of hot dog buns that is cheaper than a loaf of bread, I will get those buns because bread is fucking bread.
Bread is
And it
No,
will serve
you-
the purpose
bread-
that
you
bread
can't
needs to do.
No,
Vehicle
you
for
can't.
meat.
No, I love toast, man. You cannot toast a
you
bun.
can. Yes, you
You
can.
have to put it. You have to broil it in a fucking oven. No, you can't
No,
put a
you-
bun in a toaster. That's fucking
Yes,
insane.
yes, you can.
That's insane. Why
No,
would
it's
you do
not.
that? Not in my toaster.
If you want to wait, what kind of shitty toaster? Oh god, that barely fits a loaf of bread.
It fits one slice of bread. It's 2 slices of bread.
Like I said, a loaf cannot fit in that. You need a toaster that can fit a loaf,
Sorry. man.
or at least a cat.
I actually don't really like hot dog buns. I feel like there's just too much bread.
Yeah, and they're just sugar. They're too much bread. They're fine for a
it's-
hot
Alright,
dog.
fine. I will downgrade to King's Hawaiian.
Those are good for like ham and Swiss sliders.
Oh
Yes,
man,
because
those are
they're
good.
incredibly sugary
So
Those
bread.
are so good.
So good.
I mean, terrible for your health and you're
I
gonna
just-
kill you, but
As
so
long as you
good.
don't eat a bunch of them, actually, you know.
How could you not eat a bunch of them?
They're so small.
like
It's
4.
like
Oh,
there's no
God.
way that this bun that is 2 square inches is definitely 500 calories by itself, regardless what you put in there. There's no way. Oh, reads ingredient.
Is it 500
Shit.
calories?
Yeah, they're so super loaded with sugar and butter.
Oh,
God
so
dang it.
good.
Yeah.
I should get
Which
bigger
I'm
dinner
always
rolls.
reminded of this joke by Greg Proost. That is, really, you find King's Hawaiian more preferable to bread because bread is so bitter and unpalatable that you need to add more sugar to your bread.
Yes. Yes. And yes.
That's why you put honey on your fucking bread.
Well, jeez.
After you toast it and butter it.
Yeah.
Oh, you put that on, then toast it. You get the honey that melts into the bread as it toasts. If you haven't
Into
done
your
that,
toaster? So you start a... No. Why would you butter or honey your toast before you put it... That's disgusting.
no,
That's
because again, you have an archaic. That toaster is older than you are.
It is not older than me, but it is almost as old as me.
My point stands.
Now you.
And it still works, unlike my mother and father's like $400 space toaster, which by the way is an amazing toaster, but it fucking broke after a year.
Yeah.
And were we talking at one point
Yes,
about light bulbs and how they were just
Capitalism ruins everything.
Yeah, capitalism ruins
No,
everything.
but that's why you just get a toaster oven. Toaster ovens are amazing.
No, because I only have so much counter space.
And there are toaster ovens that are slightly bigger that will actually make that look more presentable between your spice rack and coffee maker.
Have you seen the... okay, guys, have you seen
it still works, and it's fucking over 20 years old. I'm keeping it forever.
Have you seen the toaster oven that, like, when you're not using it, you fold it up to save space?
Yeah.
I have not, but this sounds great.
My parents, in their advanced age, have found the wonders of technology. And anything that is of a technological nature, they're just like, Micah, have you seen this? It's a toaster oven that you can put baking pans into if you fold it the right way.
Wow.
Yeah, so like upright, it's a regular toaster oven, but you can fold it down, it's basically a one-rack oven.
Wow.
Yeah, for like $400.
That's...
At a
Too
Kohl's.
much.
That's
Too much.
pretty expensive.
At a Kohl's.
So,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things at Kohl's you can get.
No, but Kohl's is usually like the third level distributor of whatever they're selling.
True. Do you mind?
Do like that, just two people stand up and...
Wow.
The female is just like, I'm not doing anything wrong.
Maybe it's
Oh.
Oh, you're so mad.
Just pick on your brother, Jesus.
Seriously.
I don't
What a bitch!
Editor, this is cat chasing time.
We also apologize for this interlude. Apparently Sarah's toaster has set her house on fire.
Yes.
It is not.
It's making the studio very warm.
My toaster's gonna outlive all of us.
Micah's hives are not improving with the heat of the death toaster.
Well, I mean, they're slowing down because now it's a dry heat.
Yeah.
With Micah, no, that toaster's gonna outlive all three of us.
It will. It is. It's a brave toaster. That's little.
It is a brave little toaster.
That
Shit, that's copywritten.
Yeah.
It's a toaster little brave.
That was like a fucking
kinda
horrifying movie. I got
Watership Down?
No.
Both of those movies.
The little toaster.
Both of those movies are just not movies that should be
It just was dark. I'm like, oh, what the hell?
I don't like it at all.
Like the freaking metal, the metal arm thing? That thing scared the bejesus out of me as a child.
I'm not a fan.
Nobody respected the claw when you watched animated movies in the 90s because the claw was fucking frightening.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking horrifying.
First of all, these movies are terrible. Like, they're not good. I mean, they're good, but they're not good for kids.
They are adult movies that, because they were animated, were marketed towards kids.
Yeah, this is a terrible decision. I just don't get it. Like, this is... I don't like it.
It was America, and you had white male executives. They're like, it's animated, it's for kids.
They were wrong.
Have you seen heavy metal? Like, it's the cover of a Led Zeppelin fan art album. It's a woman riding a dragon in a metallic brassiere. Well, I don't know what a brassiere is, Johnson.
But it's animated, so it's for children.
All right, I guess it's PG.
Okay.
Sir, there are exposed breasts in this and blood.
But they're
in a lot
animated.
Of
they're animated breasts and blood, so it's not real.
Yes, sir. I will publish this as PG.
Parental guidance. Advised.
Advised. PG-13 is suggested, right?
Yeah, or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I
Which that's such a...
They really shouldn't have those movies marketed towards kids. They're too heavy.
I don't know. Akira marketed towards kids, I think, was a great idea in the 80s.
Sure.
Nothing but family fun in the Neo-Tokyo dystopia of Akira.
I am not happy with this. I am not happy with this.
There was one anime that I watched, so I was like mildly horrified.
Wicked City?
No, I think it was Gantz.
Yeah.
Like, just in, like, the first episode, they're just beheadings. Like, I'm just like, what the F, man? I can't. I'm a child here.
I watched that with the clause of, like, this was banned in Japan, so you know it's extreme. And I watched it, I'm like, is it? I'm like, it's nihilistic, and it's depressing? So, is that what Japan considers beyond the pale?
They have a different standard for... Like, we're such Puritans over here that we think anything with boobs in it is like, oh, God. Cover that up, but I don't know, it's just different.
The L-shaped bed sheets in so many shows. It was very funny.
L-shaped bed sheets.
Women have the bed sheet up to their clavicles, but men always have it just above their waist, so you get to see all the pecs and muscles and stuff.
For sure.
But the women are completely covered.
Uh-huh.
And you just see grabbing and shifting with it.
To be fair,
no, you two just had coitus. I don't know if you're going to be that uptight that you cover your breasts.
To be fair, though, women do tend to run a little colder than men.
Sure.
Just saying.
Post-coital, though.
I have no idea. I don't know.
Phil, post-coital.
Phil.
I think there's something weird about, television shows that really portray like okay, this is what I'm talking about is daytime soap operas.
Well, not like Grey's Anatomy, where a bunch of doctors in like sterile medical situations just get down because they're hot and horny.
I don't really believe that's true at all.
Not now, but back in the day, like I've heard horror stories. I've heard horror stories like we're talking about like affairs in the workplace, right? That's what we're talking about.
I'm talking about a fictional TV show on ABC that just had a whole lot of doctors fucking.
Yeah. So affairs in the workplace, fictionally, yeah, but
I think they were all single. Maybe some affairs did happen.
Doesn't-
I never
there
watched
were
the
some
show. I
affairs.
didn't care.
doesn't matter. This actually did happen.
Oh yeah.
This did. I don't know if it happens as much anymore. I'm sure it still does, but it.
Oh, I have a fun story about the Quiverful movement.
Oh no.
Two heads. I forgot their name. They don't need to be known. But the Quiverful movement is a very patriarchal. Like one of their tenets is women have to give themselves up and give up their future for the sake of making warriors for God.
They're baby makers, is
Yes.
what he's saying.
So, like the Duggarts, 18 and counting, that's a Quiverful, where it's just the woman's sole purpose is to produce children. And those children's sole purpose are to go out and produce children. Unless they're men, in which case, national office.
So I don't have anything against. Well, I mean, personally, I do. But sorry. Go on. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
The two heads of like the head Quiverful thing, both had affairs with their secretaries.
Oh, but it was their fault. The secretary's fault.
Yeah, the secretaries
they were
had to quit because they were temptresses.
Yeah. Gross.
Yeah. Seemed very topical for whatever point we're on.
No, I feel like that's so gross. And also, television shows that portray like coitus, it's so unnecessary, right? Like I used to go to a gym.
Well, it happens in 30 seconds. Isn't that the same for everyone?
Well, national average, yeah, bell curve speaking, yes. But also, like,
Maybe?
television likes to Hollywood this.
It's not premature. It's efficient.
And I just feel like I remember going on a treadmill and walking during the time where you actually can go back to offices, and during lunchtime you can walk on a treadmill or something. And there would be like CNN on Fox News and then whatever local television show there is. Mm-hmm. But just because it happened to go during this lunch hour, you're right, or this other soap opera, and they're always just banging.
The world.
And it's just so uncomfortable because you're like, why between like CNN and then there's this soap opera and then Fox News, like it was local news and now it just changed over to.
The real fun juxtaposition is all three of them have the same production quality.
And all three of them are just going for shock value.
They know their audience, I guess.
I don't know. I feel soap operas have a bit more reservation when it comes to shock
Do
value.
they?
Yeah. Yeah.
You are sleeping with my sister?
Right. I didn't. No, but
you have a children with my sister? A children.
All right, we're dealing with the Spanish dubbed Days of Our Lives.
I don't know if that was really a Spanish
But
accent.
they also
I don't
like
even know
the
if
Italian?
I don't know. It was,
Days of Our Lives.
it was an ambiguous accent. It was just a non-Minnesotan accent.
Sorry.
A baby di Beppo.
No.
Welcome back to Italia's.
Oh, God.
Italy's favorite soap opera. A baby di Beppo.
I feel like
Pasta assassin.
I don't really.
It gets saucy.
I don't believe in Grey's Anatomy. It's like if that actually happens and like a bunch of doctors that are single and all they're gonna do is just have
affairs in between their life saving.
Like I feel like the reason why I find this to be so ridiculous is that in college time you probably will have the most like probability of finding people your age and general social economic status in a dense area. Mm-hmm. But once you go to the workforce, like that age bracket is totally different.
No, but why is age relevant if you're just down to bone?
It is.
I think it is.
It is.
Because status then status supersedes relative class when you actually get into the real world.
I'm just
so
saying
if you're a.
I do think though that if you're down to bone, there's still power dynamics that you have to keep in mind. Like if you're just equal coworkers, that's fine. I don't think that's a big deal. But if it's
why not just install
boss,
a little bit of chaos?
if it's boss, no, because it's wrong. Anyway, morally, ugh.
that's
morals. If it's between two consenting adults,
Are they consenting though? That's the question. Is that considered consent if you could lose your job?
Yes, Governor Cuomo, thank you for grabbing my ass with your left hand this time.
Yeah, basically.
I still disapprove of that. Now you're grabbing me with your right, and this is because you're Italian. Okay, all right. I will never.
That's just how people just act back in the day when people.
Back in the day when I'm governor in 2021.
When it was acceptable in quotes, it was never acceptable.
Yeah, right.
Like
it's just
newsflash, it was never acceptable.
Yeah,
it's just gross.
We just
disgusting.
we women just didn't have a voice and protections to stand up to their abusers because they would lose their job
and livelihoods
and livelihoods.
And power dynamic.
You had to make the choice between suffering indignity or suffering poverty.
Most people chose the dignity.
Most people will choose to forego dignity before they choose.
And all
to
we
lose
have to
their
do is
houses.
legalize prostitution. And then anyone who wants to make their money on their back or their knees or whatever swing they want to use can just do that.
They can, but what about people who are like sex repulsed? And
then they don't have to participate.
That's true.
But that should not mean that we
I agree. We
deny-
should absolutely legalize prostitution.
Same thing with
absolutely.
drugs. Same thing with
yes,
drugs.
I would say controlled, but
it's
absolutely
not
controlled,
free-form.
but legal.
Yeah.
Yes, like
through
you
the
can,
government,
you can,
through government
or through
means.
Or through a
Regulated. Not necessarily.
regulated.
And that's what I mean by government, is regulations.
You can have prescription versions of them, and then you can have recreational versions of them that you would just buy safely, assuming
and those tax profits would go to fund rehab programs.
No, I think they should fund more than that, but
I think that's where a majority of it should go, because then it builds in the safety net with what that purchase is.
Yeah, but I'm hoping you wouldn't just sell you wouldn't do basically what the what's the family that sold all
Sacklers.
Sacklers. They sell these higher dosages of their opiates, and
But
now
here's the thing,
they're $4 billion to go towards only $4 billion. Only $4
We made over $80 billion.
Yeah, we have
Easily.
so much more money, and we're gonna start making drugs that are gonna help
But here's one thing:
people
if there was a choice,
with opiate addictions. I'm like,
if there was a choice,
okay, I see.
very convenient.
if based on the free market and the marketplace, if there was OxyContin, a morphine derivative, and heroin available, OxyContin would have to spend so much more on marketing to be like, no, OxyContin, it's heroin, and that's it.
But it's heroin. But it's basically.
Touche.
But what? But it's OxyContin.
I don't agree with legalization of.
Naturally, I have a caveat of naturally grown. So LSD, because that is produced chemically, would have a different level, and meth would clearly be illegal because nothing about meth is good.
Well, that's what I'm saying is I do agree that there's no fucking science behind why some things are Schedule 1 and why some things are not.
No, there is a science. It's called old robber barons.
Well, that they perfected to a T. And that,
That's just... money has always been free speech in America.
Yeah, that is fair enough. That's a testable hypothesis, which has been proven over again.
What is that? Hemp that has no THC and does absolutely nothing, but it grows more. It is more durable and more flexible than trees.
You can make better rope.
What do I do with the center of New Jersey that I own now?
Maybe just a little bit of corruption can solve this problem. Certainly nothing bad will happen in the next 200 fucking years.
No, and certainly ExxonMobil totally did not know about the detrimental effects that their product was doing to the environment in the 60s.
Oh, jeez.
And they still face zero. So, fucking money talks.
Jesus Christ.
What are consequences? What are consequences?
Consequences is when you do something terrible and you get good stuff out of it. That's the only consequence I can see.
I've been spending my life on rewards. I really need to spend my life going for consequences.
Someday, maybe someday we'll see justice. We won't, though.
So clearly, since we ended on justice justice,
true justice would be
the never will be seen justice for the errors of capitalism. We clearly know that in this capitalist society, hot dogs and hot dog buns should be in the same ratio.
True justice is 2 more hot dogs than there are buns.
2 to 1. No, 2 to 1. They need to scale.
Nope.
Oh, they could scale.
That's
no,
good.
You can't.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
You can't. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have
Yeah,
4
4 hot
buns.
dogs, 6 buns.
No!
Yes.
It has to be more hot dogs than buns.
Why?
Because bread is less necessary than the meat product.
Disagree. There are way more meat products than there are bread products.
10 is a better number for hot dogs. You gotta have 10 hot dogs so you can have 10 fingers.
You know what? Fuck it. 7.5. You get 7.5 buns. I don't know how you cut the half bun. Maybe like the top, but
Absolutely not. Nope. I like
shit
2
come
more
with-
hot dogs. I like the way it is now. I think it should
No,
stay.
no, we just...
It should stay the way it is now.
Only one number is 60. You get 60 hot dogs. And then breads come in divisible amounts of, therefore, like 10 or 2 or 3 or 15 or 20, you know, just like... It's
No.
just 60 is a divisible
I
number.
like
Maybe
10
it's
hot
just-
dogs.
Oh, so
8
you got a
buns.
stack of hot dogs there.
Yeah.
How many breads can I interest you in?
You get all the way up to
2
60
less than the
down
hot
to-
dogs I have.
down to
because I
2.
need 2 hot dogs. One for mac and cheese, the other
No.
for making cute little octopus.
All right, I'm
things
sorry.
with
I'm
rice.
I'm the apprentice baker here. Let me get the master baker for this math. I don't know what
You
2
bake.
less than 60 is, or how we get to that ratio with our quantity of bread.
So here's 120 hot dogs.
Great, let's throw a
Figure it
block
out.
party, everyone. You're all invited.
Well, that being said, I love hot dogs. So thanks, Mom.
Or
Bye.
brats. I would prefer brats, honestly.
Nah, brats are death.
Brats are great.
No, brats or death.
Oh, brats or death.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck hot dogs.
Okay.
They're garbage.
No, hot dogs are
Yeah,
okay.
no, it's garbage meat.
It is garbage
That is
meat.
produced
Unless
in a
it's
garbage
100%
dick.
beef.
That is fed to the masses because America has a consensus of an oral fixation.
I like hot dogs.
I like hot dogs too. What's...
What does that say about you?
It says
I like hot dogs. What does it say? I think it says more about you
Yes,
than.
I agree.
I'm sorry, I just like a big steaming. Oh.
I guess we learned something about
All
ourselves.
right, well, there's something about Micah for sure. He just sees dicks everywhere. Anyway,
Penis.
I apologize for this terrible topic. I don't know where it went, but thanks for listening, Mom.
Bye.
Sorry.